I'm back, finally, at last. I can't say I'm better than ever, but I'm happy to be living this life. We'll cut to the chase very soon, but for now, let's hit it and get it started.
I could trip a referee, tell by my attitude that I most definitely from.
Okay, so I've been out of the game for a little while. Why don't we just go off of what happened in the last few weeks or so? Let's start with this. Okay, so the Jets, Devontae Adams, cut. $30 million in cap space for him, and the Rams have now acquired him through free agency. Mitchell Robinson, happy to see him back. Listen, he returned to the Knicks following that really gruesome injury that he suffered last spring in the series against the Sixers. And listen, the Knicks needed him. And he's back. Their defensive net rating has gone up significantly since then. So great to have Mitchell Robinson back. Now, the Jets. Very briefly, we'll go over this. They signed quite literally nobody except for one man. This guy, Justin Fields, is a Jet. We still await Aaron Rodgers' decision since he wants to take his sweet time, which also impacts Russell Wilson's signing. I have to get this off my chest very swiftly. When it comes to the Jets, Justin Fields, it's a low-risk, high-reward move, but I'm not going to bank on it being like franchise-changing or whatnot. Justin Fields is a backup until proven otherwise, and he's the starter for this team. So the way I see it, Justin Fields has the opportunity. Reunites with Garrett Wilson and Jeremy Ruckert, even if he's not a good tight end, so to say. Excuse me. Justin Fields has an opportunity to really become the franchise quarterback. Now, you ask me, I don't think it's going to happen. I'd love to be wrong. I'll eat my bowl of crow a year from now if I'm wrong. But until then, I need to see what Justin Fields can do as a passer. As a runner, I got no doubts about him. But as a passer, he needs to improve. And until he does, I can't bank on him being the franchise quarterback. And I think a year from now, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji will be selecting their guy in the next year's first round. And that's all I got to say about Justin Fields. I want to touch on the Giants very briefly. A lot of fans are pretty against Aaron Rodgers and even Russell Wilson, more so Aaron Rodgers, but look, I get it. But this is what happens when your general manager and your head coach lose games the way they do. They don't get a quarterback in the draft. They don't compete. This is what happens. You now have no cards to play. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers is he a good teammate, if he's still good. That's not in your cards. You can't play that anymore. The ball's not in your court. You need to win games and compete. Actually, forget about that. Forget about competing. You need to win games. Aaron Rodgers gives you the best chance to win games. If you actually competed and won games or had a franchise quarterback or a young guy, you wouldn't have to worry about it. So here you are. You're complaining. Now you're getting the scraps. And I get it. Look, I get it. Rodgers is going to be 42. Russell Wilson is not what he used to be. But this is what happens when you don't figure it out. And that's why Shane and Dable have to win or they are going to get fired. That's all I got to say when it comes to the Giants. So figure it out. Figure it out. If it's your stopgap, if it's your long-term answer in the draft, I really don't know. You should have lost that game against the Colts. Actually, the win against the Colts was not the player's fault, but this is what happens when you don't know how to map out a future. Now, enough of them. Jalen Brunson is out indefinitely. The Knicks just barely holding on to that 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. That injury was pretty bad. Thankfully, it's only a high ankle sprain, but it's unfortunate because this Knicks team, look, they haven't been able to beat the Thunder. They haven't been able to beat the Celtics or Cavs. Not the Lakers, not the Warriors. Injuries, I get it. But the Knicks right now, I don't see them winning the championship. I don't see them beating the Celtics or the Cavaliers in a playoff series until they prove that they can beat them. And with the Knicks, they have a great team. They are a great team in the wrong year. I need Coach Thibodeau to just figure it out. And I don't know if he's going to. And that's what concerns me as a Knicks fan because I can see us beating the Pistons or the Pacers. Look, I am not worried about anybody in the Eastern Conference. It's not the Celtics or the Cavs. When we inevitably run into the Celtics, we are going to lose in 5, maybe 6 games. So the Knicks, they got some more proving to do. Good team? Yes. Championship team this year? Not a chance. Hopefully they can just get a win or so and really move forward with the season with the way they're supposed to. 15 games left, some time left to, well, you can't really climb up anymore in the standings. So 3rd seed, don't lose it to the Bucks. Until then, there's just not a whole reason to be excited about the Knicks until Brunson comes back. He's different in the playoffs. I'll give you that. And while I don't think they're going to win the championship this year, I'd love to be wrong. Big body Bruns gives you the chance. That is all. On that note, though, it's going to do it for this episode. By the time this episode airs, I'm pretty sure we'll have some clarity on where Aaron Rodgers is going to play and Russell Wilson. So until then,